Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new Lego Ninjago video. Today I am not going to talk about Lego Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu and also not about Lego Ninjago Dragons Rising, but actually a brand new TV show which is very interesting. Obviously, today I am going to talk about Ninjago Legends Monstrosity. So that's very interesting. Obviously, this show is very different than all the other animated shows that we've seen before from Lego Ninjago. Obviously, it's black and white. It's like pencil drawn, almost like. It's the animation style is very different than the shows that we're known or familiar with, right? So that's also very interesting to see. The show will be I think not really an anthology series, but every episode will focus on an adventure with Kai and a fire mech, which is really interesting. Obviously, this is written by Chris Doc Wyatt and Kevin Burke. Obviously, also the writers, Chris Wyatt or Doc Wyatt is obviously he is the writer of Ninjago Dragons Rising. So this series is also canon, it's official. So this series takes place just before Lego Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 1, and I'll tell you all about the information, and I'll talk all about the information that you need to know about this series, obviously. So Lego Ninjago Monstrosity or Ninjago Legends Monstrosity is an epic adventure. In search, obviously, of his friends, Kai ventures into the mysterious land of monsters, where terrifying creatures lurk at every turn. He's not the only one fighting for survival in this brutal environment. What horrors will Kai face on this journey? So the full Monstrosity storyline is coming soon. Be sure to watch it on the Lego YouTube channel this June when it drops, which is really interesting. So, what happens to Kai after he travels to explore the merged lands in Dragon's Rising Season 1? This is the thrilling spin-off story after the merge. Kai finds himself in the dark and dangerous land of monsters, surrounded by terrifying creatures. He's not just looking for his friends, he's also fighting to survive. As his journey unfolds, Kai uncovers shocking secrets and realizes he's not alone in this twisted world. What secrets lie hidden in the shadow? Watch if you dare. Obviously, we have three characters or three brand new. I guess Kai is not new, but two other characters are brand new for the show. We have Kai, obviously voiced by Vincent Tong, that has been obviously voicing Kai since the beginning of Ninjago, since 2011, which is really interesting. We also have two other characters or creatures. We have the Guardian Dragon. Obviously, Ninjago Dragons Rising is all about dragons. So we've seen, I think, I believe the Guardian Dragon or the Merged Dragon. They're like big parts of the Ninjago Dragons Rising lore, which is very interesting. Obviously, we also have Rusty. Rusty is this mech. So I believe it's like the fire mech that Kai walks with in the trailer. This is, I believe, voiced by Brent Miller. Brent Miller, if you don't know, he is the voice of Zane from Ninjago. Obviously, also already been a big part and a long part of Ninjago's legacy. Obviously, he voiced Zane ever since the beginning, since 2011, and still going on. So, I mean, that's the voice that I recognize from the trailer too.
I will not fail a fire wielder twice.
Which is really interesting. The animation and art style are reminiscent of Golden Legend, which is like an anthology episode video thing. These shorts are set immediately after the events of the merge. Obviously very interesting because the merge is also something that is not really yet explained, I suppose. It's interesting to say the least, but the merge, as the people in the show tell the ninjas, it's actually caused by Master Wu, and that's that's when Master Wu actually disappeared, because we don't really see him in the Ninjago Dragons Rising series. I mean, not his full form. We see like glimpses and shadows, or like silhouettes of him, but not his official, I would say, Lego version. We also have brand new art or brand new fan art that people created or promotional art for this show. So let's check that out too, because why the hell not? I suppose all these coming tweets that I'm going to show you are actually promotional material, so everyone says the same thing. Kai is stuck in the world of monsters and stuff like that. He needs to have a big adventure. But yeah, that's very interesting. The first, I guess, screenshot that I made was promotional art by Raphael Gumbok or something like that. Very interesting stuff. Holy shit. Like, it's almost like comic book-ish. We have the fire mech, and we also have Kai, very reminiscent, obviously his hair from, I believe, the first official Ninjago seasons, obviously. Before that, they changed the animation style too, which is very interesting to say the least. So there we go. The next promotional art is Ninjago Legends Monstrosity, poster created by senior concept artist Takbotek Balang, which is, I believe, a Danish artist, and posted on his Instagram, which is really interesting. Obviously, I took plenty of screenshots from, I believe, Twitter, Instagram, stuff like that, that I found on the internet. So this one is also very different than the previous one. Now we see like Kai and this fire mech. Holy shit, this is such a sick poster. What the flip, man. Holy shit. This is, wow, truly wonderful art can be, right? This is so cool, like the red bandana. The only thing that has color in this picture, together with the eyes of the fire mech, and the fire mech is like delved in some kind of, I would say, clothes or a cloth. Damn, holy shit, this is so damn cool. This is very badass. Absolute flippin' cinema, man. Holy shit. We also have this one, Cities on Creations art, which is the Fire Knight mech, it looks like. I would prefer the previous two ones, but this one is still so great to see actually artists. It's actually really cool to see artists make their own interpretation of like a poster. I really like the two previous ones, especially just the one that we saw just a few seconds ago. That was a really badass one too. The next art is from the Carlo Pagulan or something, I'm not quite sure. This one is also very interesting. It puts more emphasis on like the Fire Knight mech without Kai. It's still interesting to see, and it's a very interesting piece. It looks like the knight is flying towards something. Very interesting, like I already told you. Well, I suppose Kai is also on this picture, but I just didn't recognize him because he blended in with the colors and stuff like that. But damn, okay, this is very badass too. This poster is also really cool. We also have art from Just Franny, another artist. We have Kai looking at some kind of source dragon. Very, very sick. To be honest, I think Kai is one of those characters that could face a dragon because he's so hot-headed. But obviously, we just need to wait and see what happens actually with him. Obviously, he survives because we see him in Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 2 and Season 1 and 3. But it's still interesting to see these episodes be made, these shorts. And it's going to be very, very, very cool to see, and very intriguing also. We have the art from Stevens Govia or something like that. This one is just a pure poster. You could have just printed this out and put it as like a film poster. We have all the three characters here in the image, which is really interesting. This one is also very colorful, but I suppose leaning more towards the art style of the series, I would say black and white posters would match more. Like the ones that I already talked about, like the two first ones were really nice. But hey, dude, any artists that created these posters are much more creative than me. But I just love the way that every artist has their own interpretation of the things that they need to do or need to make art for, right? Hopefully I'm not going to butcher this name, but Jimmy Gizia art. Okay, whatever. This one is also very interesting, very different than the ones we've already seen. So yeah, hey, very nice. The ones up next are the two last ones. So we have this one. This one is also very interesting, made by Kajua or something. Yeah, I think I'm going to let those names go because I think I'm going to butcher them and pronounce them wrongly. But yeah, this one is also very different than the ones we already seen. Like I said, every poster is very different. Okay, luckily this name isn't really difficult to say. Mark Marvida. This one is also very badass. It is in color, but I think this... Yeah, okay, yeah. This one is also very, very dope. It also looks like that this series will actually delve more into the mystery and the myths behind the dragons of Ninjago. It's also inspired by some kind of, I guess, Easter anime, black and white anime, which is really interesting. I would also love to see some kind of explanation from the Forbidden Five or of the Forbidden Five, because I mean this is such an interesting show to talk about, because it's literally about creatures that we've never seen before. Like we've already seen dragons in Ninjago, but we've never seen like giants or something like that in Ninjago, which is really interesting to talk about. And now that the merged realms have merged, it's always something new to see. The different characters interact with different things, right? So yeah, there we go. I guess that's pretty cool. I would love to see the Forbidden Five make a brief cameo, or maybe something that gets explained about the Forbidden Five, because it looks like that the Forbidden Five created some kind of like wall painting, or some kind of character with like a straw hat is also introduced in this show. I think that's one of the Forbidden Five members, but I'm not quite sure. Obviously, it could be a totally different characters too. But yeah, I guess overall, this looks like a very Chad series to watch. Yeah, it looks very interesting. But what lies behind the mysteries of Ninjago Legends, or Legends Ninjago Monstrosities? We'll need to wait and see, obviously, for this show to air, obviously, on YouTube. It looks like we also have a Lego set based upon this show, which is very interesting. It's a very big set too, so there we go. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know down in this comment section below what you thought of this video, obviously, and if you're also excited to see this new TV series. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I will check you later. Goodbye everyone, or should I say jump up, kick back, whip around and spin.